Time for a special announcement!
Guys, we are 4 weeks away from the big Switch and Zelda launch, and to set a mark, we want to give away a Switch if we can reach that lucky 70,000 subscribers by March 3rd. So to enter, you need to be subscribed to the Commonwealth Realm, which is totally free, and we will reach that big number by the launch of the Switch and Zelda.
So guys and girls, I finally played the Nintendo Switch. It's a great system that offers a great portability both in docked and undocked mode. Probably the first thing I noticed while playing the Switch is how small the thing is. It's like less than half the size we think about length, and when we talk about width, it's not even 1/4 of the Wii U. The Switch weighs, with no Joy-Con controls attached, 300 grams, while with the Joy-Con it have around 400 grams, which is almost nothing and perfect for when you want to bring your system, say on holiday, with you in a messenger bag, or especially during flights. We know that a lot of airlines have weight limits. This system will definitely be no problem in this regard, and the change from docked mode to undocked mode is instantaneous. It takes absolutely no time, there's no difficulties in placing the Joy-Cons or taking them off when you want to play in docked mode, and the variety of playing with a Joy-Con grip, which feels really great, is astonishing. Seeing it all in one system for the price of $300 It's a little bit more in Sweden and Norway, but I still think it's a really good price for a system that offers this much, such low weight, with this power, and a decent battery life. We didn't get to test really the battery life because all the systems were connected to a power supply, but still it's a really impressive feat from Nintendo. The Pro Controller is definitely the best way to play Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. It's the best way to play Mario Kart 8, and it's also the best way to play Splatoon. It has a great gyroscope, it has very comfortable and very large analog sticks which work as you would expect on a PlayStation or Xbox, but the grip is even better than I would say on the DualShock 4 or the Xbox One controller, which I think is a great accomplishment by Nintendo and makes this controller a must-buy if you want to get the ultimate experience, especially since you have larger A, B, X and Y buttons. They are larger than the Wii U buttons, they are larger than the 3DS buttons, and they are larger than the Joy-Con buttons. So you should definitely get the Pro Controller. If you haven't already pre-ordered it, just pre-order it so you will get the ultimate experience of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. It has the gyroscope, so you can play with the gyroscope on if you want to, and you can play it also in undocked mode, so you don't even need to bring your Joy-Cons to play. And you will also be reducing the weight of the system that way, since you will have the Pro Controller, which is very light, very comfortable to hold and grip. The triggers are also very responsive and great, and of course playing it on the screen itself, the console, and that's the benefit of the Switch, all the different controller options that you have in general. But the Pro Controller is almost, I would say, 10 out of 10. The only thing it's missing are analog triggers, but otherwise the buttons, the placement of the buttons. So the Pro Controller is definitely something you should get. Another thing you also need to get is another pair of Joy-Con controllers for playing ARMS. I played a few games, most of them were Nintendo first-party games. Of course, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which is stupendous, glorious, legendary. Best game of all time candidate. It is an incredible game, and I really recommend you check out my direct footage capture from a 20-minute story demo. Unfortunately, we didn't have the option to play the free roam demo, which was present at last year's E3, but it was still a great time. Really enjoyed the physics engine, the weapon variety, the intelligence of the AI, the enemy AI in Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And I even got a second playthrough, this time off screen, where I got to taste shield surfing, walking up to Mount Hylia, and also trying to fight the blue bokoblin. It's definite that this game is much more difficult and requires much more thought than past Zelda games. So what else was there to play in Sweden apart from Zelda? Well, there was a lot. First and foremost, you had ARMS, which is a really impressive game. I probably didn't get the proper feeling of the game because of my still broken arm, so I wasn't able to fully utilize my right hand for, let's say, twist or trying to do combos with my right arm. But it was still a very enjoyable game. The HD rumble is really precise. You can feel how when you punch forward, you really feel that the direction you punch in is exactly where you want, and that is the great benefit of the HD rumble and also improved gyroscope. But the real difference of the HD rumble is not seen in ARMS, but in 1-2 Switch, which is a game that I would say is more of a tech demo, similarly to Wii Sports or Nintendo Land, which is definitely not worth $50. I don't know how many minigames there will be, and it will definitely be a fun game to play, say when you're drunk with friends, but I don't see why they didn't bundle it with the system to show off the capabilities of the HD rumble, the IR camera, and so on. We got to play 3 different minigames in 1-2 Switch. One was Count Balls, which gave a sense of how this controller is able to imitate almost every object, and it's also interiors. We also got to play Milk, which is more of a clicking game and pull it down. And finally we played Shootout, which was probably the funniest minigame because it was all about reflexes, it was all about your reaction speed. It's a fun minigame, but this is definitely not worth $50. Other games that were present during the event was Splatoon 2, which we got to play a little tutorial first and then 2 matches, 4 against 4, which was great. I was playing with some journalists from Finland, so we had to communicate in English and it worked pretty well. Splatoon is a game we all know and it hasn't really changed that much. It's more of an upgraded version of Splatoon with new map. I begin to see a pattern just like in Call of Duty where all the main mechanics are the same in each game that goes in different shooters, but you just build upon them, say with new weapons, with additions such as the haircuts and the new maps, which will be present in Splatoon 2. You also get to try Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which was Mario Kart when playing on normal race mode, but the addition of a proper battle mode was probably the one thing missing in Mario Kart 8 from making it the ultimate Mario Kart game. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is definitely the deluxe version of Mario Kart. Playing on the undocked mode is very convenient, it plays very easily, and the addition of dual items and new characters is also really enjoyable. The new additions of the battle mode and the Splatoon Inklings, Boo, and some other vehicles are enjoyable, but it's all about the battle mode. I played the battle mode with the Pro Controller. As I previously mentioned, the Pro Controller is definitely the best way to play. But apart from the Nintendo first-party games that were present at the show floor in Bergsala's headquarters in Kungsbacka, Sweden, we also got to play 2 other games. The first one was Snipper Clips, very underrated game. It's coming almost at launch. It's a type of puzzle minigame that really surprised me. I had no expectations to this game, but it has really great depth, especially when you play it in multiplayer. And the final game that I really felt that we should maybe give a chance is Bomberman R. Yes, it's coming from Konami. We know what Konami did to Hideo Kojima and how he also had some nice comments about the Switch. I would say that Bomberman R looks like a solid installment. It will definitely be a fun multiplayer game, but I'm not sure if it's worth the price though. A little bit about the venue itself. It was in the headquarters of Bergsala, so we were playing in like the museum, usually Nintendo museum they have, and offices, so it was a little cramped, a little bit tight in areas, especially when you have one toilet. It can get rather cramped, but I really enjoyed the exhibition they had of all the Nintendo consoles, beginning from the NES through the SNES, N64, GameCube, Wii U, and then you go straight into the Switch through the door. In the end, I also got a goodie bag, which you can see a picture of right here. However, we came also back on Saturday, and what met us was this. probably the longest queue I have seen on any pre-launch event in the Nordics. People had waited there since 1 o'clock to play the Switch. We were just there to meet some fans, and it was a great experience. We met people who admire our content, admire us as creators. Just a great time meeting fans, so it was really freezing. Since when I got back to Norway, well, it was really snowy, it was cold. That is really it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this impressions video. We'll be also coming with a Breath of the Wild summary in our Breath of the Wild update this Friday. Then we will give a little bit more of an extensive impression of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild on Nintendo Switch, along with my second playthrough of the demo. So until then, this was the Commonwealth Realm, and I will see you girls and guys later.